Welcome to Cravings Control for Fat Loss. I'm your host, Laura Cavallo, former sugar binger, overeater, and yo-yo dieter turned fat loss and cravings coach for hundreds of busy women. Here at Cravings Control for Fat Loss, I'll be sharing mindset, movement, and metabolism strategies for those who are ready to ditch the fat diet cycle and slim down without counting calories, tracking points, or giving up any of the foods they love. Get ready to embrace progress over perfection, grace over guilt, and bring curiosity and learning to the inevitable ups and downs of your life. Expect a decrease in your cravings while seeing and feeling an improvement in how you look, how you feel, and your overall quality of life. I am so excited you're here, boo. Let's get started. Hey there, boo. I'm excited to share that registration is open for the free 7-day Cravings Cleanup Challenge, which starts on Sunday, September 10th. The Cravings Cleanup Challenge is a free 7-day challenge to help you reduce mindless snacking, afternoon cravings, and nighttime overeating by up to 50% using one simple habit. If you're someone who has struggled with cravings and snacking and overeating, and you've tried things like willpower, self-control, not keeping foods in the house, or just restricting, and these things have not worked, then this program is specifically for you. This is your chance for a final solution to your cravings while working with me, a cravings and fat loss coach that has helped hundreds of women get cravings and overeating under control. There will be no gimmicks, no fads, and no stress. Just real simple strategies and an empathetic approach to help you. This will be the 5th or maybe 6th round of the Cravings Cleanup Challenge. Nearly 80 women have gone through this free program, and I want to invite you to join them on the road to lasting cravings control. Are you ready to tackle afternoon cravings, mindless snacking, and nighttime hunger once and for all? Follow the link below to learn more and enroll completely for free. Welcome to another episode of Cravings Control for Fat Loss. My name is Laura Cavallo, your cravings coach, and today I want to share how Satisfull Plates can support you in your fat loss goals. Now, I want to be super clear that Satisfull Plates is a guide, right? And you've heard me chat about it before. That is not an exact science, and it is something that's super personalized to you, your lifestyle, your schedule, your preferences, wherever you are and wherever you go. So because this isn't an exact science, say like macros, which, even has some of its challenges with it, or it's not an exact protocol where it's like, take out these foods or take out those foods, and we know that we are getting a exact calorie reduction, right? The reason that this can support your fat loss goals is for a couple reasons that I'm going to get into a little bit later in the show. But before we get into why this can support some of your fat loss goals, I want to first preface with the fact that Satisfull Plates has really become this North Star, this guiding light, this guiding star for so many of our clients in their cravings journey. Satisfull Plates has enabled them to reduce cravings, stabilize their hunger, and minimize the occurrence of overeating. And we are seeing this consistently across the board, up to a 70% reduction in total cravings, overeating, and hunger once clients start implementing Satisfull Plates over the long term. Now, during the Cravings Cleanup Challenge, what you can expect in just a shorter amount of time, 5 to 7 days, is that you will reduce afternoon snacking and nighttime overeating by up to 50% by just adopting a Satisfull Plate approach for breakfast. And of course, when you join the Cravings Cleanup Challenge, which is completely free, I will go into more details about what that looks like and, the 2 things to observe after your meals and how to sort of navigate that. So if you've listened to any of the previous episodes that I've recorded and have aired, you know that reducing your rate of eating can also reduce the amount of calories that you intake, which may help keep your weight more stable and help you avoid gaining any weight. So the way that Satisfull Plates is set up, and you've heard me talk about that, can help you reduce the rate at which you eat and can help you reduce the amount that you overeat, because we are prioritizing these elements of Satisfull Plates, including lean, detox, and crave. So as a result, what we find is that when clients start adopting this way of eating, they may end up slimming down and losing weight as a result of these elements of Satisfull Plates: lean, detox, and crave. Now, adopting a Satisfull Plate approach, that is not the goal. Fat loss is not the goal with Satisfull Plates. Okay, it is not the goal of it. The intention of Satisfull Plates is cravings reduction, hunger stabilization, and helping you avoid overeating. But as a result of these things, we find that clients do end up ingesting less food. They start to have a healthier relationship with food, more observation. Their hunger and cravings become more attuned. And as a result, they may see some weight and some fat loss. And so it's been really interesting to see that as women work on their cravings control and these other elements that can contribute to weight gain, like hunger stabilization, that we do end up seeing this leveling off in weight and sometimes a little bit of a loss. And the cool thing about Satisfull Plates is that they do provide a template from which you can work off of and make adjustments to the portions and the contents of lean, detox, and crave to eventually support your fat loss goals in a more strategic and focused way. And that's not something that we teach in the CravingsCLEANUP challenge. We don't even focus on that in the Cravings Code, which is my 6-week one-on-one coaching program, which will launch in September. It is something that we teach in Slim 6. But after you learn Satisfull Plates and perfect it for weeks and months, then you can start making adjustments within that Satisfull Plate, within your day-to-day eating, within the contents of your meals to help you with your fat loss goals. But you cannot get to that point without first learning the basis of Satisfull Plates and how to do that consistently over time in any single scenario. So you heard me allude to some of the reasons why Satisfull Plates can support your fat loss goals without even intentionally working towards fat loss. And I believe that this happens for 2 reasons. First is the physical, and then second is the mental. So first is that Satisfull Plates is set up so that you prioritize lean and detox foods, which are whole, nutrient-dense, fiber-rich, and highly satiating foods, meaning that they help you feel fuller than other foods that are not lean or detox foods. When your 3 main meals per day are prioritizing these types of foods, it can in turn reduce the amount of calories you're bringing in from more palatable, more calorie-dense foods that may prompt you to eat more and get hungry sooner because they aren't as filling. So I want to give you an example of what this might look like, okay? So say we have 2 different people, okay, and they're both going to eat 500 calories for dinner. The first person has 2 slices of cheese pizza, which adds up to 500 calories. The second person is going to have 1 slice of cheese pizza, and they're going to supplement that with a small salad with some chicken in it, okay? Both of these people have 500 calorie meals in front of them. When we break it down, the 2 cheese slices, we don't really see any lean or detox in this meal. There's no protein forward food. There's no fruit or vegetable. We just have a lot more crave. We have bread, we have cheese, we have some red sauce. Okay. And I would not consider the red sauce like really a vegetable. It's been processed down. It's not 1 to 2 palm size amounts. It's nothing substantial. Even if we had some ham or pepperoni on that pizza, it would not be 1 to 2 palm size amounts of protein. Okay. Now, on the other hand, when we have the 1 slice of pizza, the salad with some chicken, now we're starting to build that Satisfull Plate. We've got that chicken as our lean. We've got that side salad as our detox. And then we've got that slice of pizza as the crave, as the sprinkle on top. It's not taking the lead in the meal. Now, comparably, when we have these 2 types of meals, we see that people who eat the 2 slices of pizza tend to eat more in that sitting and then tend to eat more following that meal because it is lacking those lean and detox elements, despite these 2 meals having the same amount of calories. The 2 cheese slices will trigger more cravings for more highly palatable foods afterwards, whereas the other meal with the salad and the chicken, this combination of protein, fiber, and minerals and waters are keeping you more full and satiated, not just during that meal, but also following that meal. This is a perfect example of how Satisfull Plates can support your fat loss goals by prioritizing these really important elements, these really important food groups that maybe we're not even thinking about when we are going out for a slice of pizza or a hamburger, or when we are trying to get into a fat loss phase. Now, the second reason Satisfull Plates can support your fat loss goals is from a mindset and psychological perspective. Because Satisfull Plates allows you to include some of your favorite foods like pizza, like wine, like cheese, like bread, you may find that you have a tendency to stay more on track with eating Satisfull because you feel overall more satisfied, because you aren't trying to restrict the foods that you actually enjoy, but you're actually eating them in a more moderate and balanced way. So by eating Satisfull, you learn how to work your favorite crave foods into your nutrition plan in a smaller portion without feeling deprived. So let's take the pizza example again. So say you go to a pizza spot with your boyfriend or girlfriend every Friday night and everyone's getting pizza, but you're on a diet. And you think that you can only have like salad with grilled meat on it as part of your fat loss plan. And you're like, I'm not eating pizza. It's not good for you. It's not healthy. And there's just no possible way I could eat that and have one and not overeat the rest. And so I'm just not going to have it. And so every week you go to this pizza place with your friends, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and you always have a salad with some chicken while everyone else is having pizza. Even though you're like, I really like pizza. I really enjoy pizza. And so week after week of dieting, or week after week of restricting, week after week of denying yourself, you keep going back. But then on week 4, you decide, you know what? I'm sick of not having pizza. I'm going to have pizza today. So you either decide that the diet's over or you're going to give yourself a cheat meal. What do you think is going to happen when you finally allow yourself to have some pizza? Chances are you're going to end up overeating that pizza because you felt so restrictive. That may also trigger a whole weekend of fuck it mentality and self-sabotage. Like, well, I already fucked up this diet, or, I already let myself have some of these bad foods. I might as well just like get ice cream later. And then this weekend I'll just get Chinese and I'll do this and do that. So chances are you may end up overeating that pizza in one sitting. And it may also self-sabotage you to then go on and eat other foods that are more high calorie, palatable, quote unquote, bad foods for those following days because you have been restricting and denying yourself so much. Now, what would you prefer? Having one slice of pizza with a salad and some chicken every week in a more balanced and moderate way? Or at week 4, having a full weekend of calorie binge, overeating, feeling stuffed, feeling bloated, feeling guilty, feeling ashamed, and then quote unquote falling off track? So I would assume that you would prefer to have at least one slice of pizza per week in a more balanced way and have a healthier relationship with that food where you feel like you can eat it in moderation, not feel denied or deprived, still feel like you're doing something healthy and good for your body, and avoid that once a month calorie binge that kind of throws you off mentally, physically, and emotionally. So this is the beauty of Satisfull Plates, because from a mindset perspective, from a food relationship perspective, you're allowed to eat these foods. In fact, it's encouraged. You know why? Because you're a fucking human being. And you are going to have preferences for these foods. You enjoy these foods. You like these foods. These foods are not going anywhere. In fact, I can almost guarantee that these ultra processed, highly palatable foods will only increase in numbers. The brands and the types of foods that are coming out, the amount of foods I see that are, fried donuts stuffed with cheese curd, like it is going to be so much more prevalent than even it is now. So my philosophy and what I've seen with my clients is that denying and restricting doesn't help overall when it comes to fat loss, but rather learning how to include these foods in a more moderate way can set you up for more fat loss success in the long term. And so I'm a realist. We're humans. We like these food. They're delicious. And so let's work with it, not against it. So I know that this was a bit of a sort of nuanced conversation around Satisfull Plates and how it can support your fat loss goals. And there is no black and white answer, right? There is no, this is exactly what you need to do, and this is exactly how it's going to work. This is how it's worked for the majority of my clients, the majority of the people that I've worked with, the majority of the women that I've helped with their cravings and fat loss goals. So if you haven't tried Satisfull Plates yet, I want to welcome you and encourage you to join the Cravings CLEANUP Challenge so that you can give it a go on your own and see how you do and start to improve your relationship with food, reduce cravings, and stabilize hunger starting today. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions on this particular episode, please drop me a line below on Instagram, and I can't wait to connect with you.